everybody, Laura Dilley here, Black Status Presenter with Unique. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the qualities of a successful presenter. And this can go for any business, actually can apply to any aspect of your life. Qualities of a good mom, qualities of, a successful whatever it is that you do in your job. And I had asked in my team page a few days ago, what if there were to be an application for a unique presenter, a successful unique presenter, what would the qualifications be? And here were some of the answers. A positive outlook, self-motivated, passionate, teachable or coachable, perseverance, drive and determination, a pulse and a face, that's one of my favorite, desire, they gotta want it, consistency, gotta be a good listener, good communication skills, and enthusiasm. Those are some of the top qualities that you said all make up a successful presenter, okay? I wrote it down, you can't see my paper. And I also asked you if there were to be an application for a Black status leader, what would those qualities be? And you said self-motivated, positive mindset, strong leadership skills, they have to be passionate, they must have determination and drive, they must be patient, they must be consistent, time management skills, confidence, and fearless. Okay, those were the top qualities of a Black status leader according to you guys. And I also asked you, the last thing I asked was your definition of success. Okay, so I had asked you what was your definition of a successful unique presenter. Now I asked you to define that success. What does that look like to you? And it's going to be different for everybody. I realize that it's different for everybody, and that's kind of the point. But here were some of the top things that you said. Your way to define success is making it to the top, solid income, personal growth, be a person of influence, confidence, hustle, you never give up, you have a confident attitude, you have peace in your life, you feel a sense of purpose, you have the ability to build leaders, other leaders, and empower them in their business. You have the ability to stay at home. You have the ability to empower others. And achieving one's goals. And then the last one is success is a feeling. Okay. So what is the point of all this? Obviously you can tell from the qualities of a successful Y presenter to the qualities of a Black status leader, very similar, pretty much the same, like someone pointed out. And then your definition of a success varied pretty much across the board. There were some that mentioned income and some that mentioned status, but for the most part, your definition of success isn't something that is achievable by a goal. It's more or less a feeling, an experience, a change in your life, a positive change in others' lives that really impacts your vision, your definition of success. So why am I mentioning all this? At Black Status Retreat, we had this amazing class. It was my favorite class with Rob Morris. He's the new director of wellness at corporate. And I don't know if some of you who are on the cruise ship with us, maybe you attended his class there. It was amazing. This one was no different. It was just as amazing. Rob talked about how he listed what he thought the qualifications for a Black status leader were when he joined this company, and he heard, about Black status and what he thought were the qualifications of Black status. A lot of it had to do with had to be good at sales, had to be good at speaking, like a profound speaker, already a person of influence, like all of these things. And we all just kind of laughed because most of us could say on that list, we are none of those things, or were none of those things to begin with when we started our journey. And we listed our own traits, what we thought, and a lot of them were the same or similar to what you guys listed to me as qualifications for a Black status leader. And it really made me think because, here I am sitting in this room with some of the most powerful women in this company. And every single one of us were sitting there with doubts in our mind, doubts as to why, why us? Why were we there? I know a lot of the new Black status didn't feel at first that they belonged. They're like, how did I even get here? I still feel that way a lot. And I've been in this business for 2 years, and I've been Black status for a year and a half. And I still sometimes I'm like, why me? What's special about me? And I'm not really appreciating my own worth, if that makes sense. And Rob talked about how when when Derek contacted him about this job, this director of wellness for corporate, he thought, what would the qualifications be for a person in that position? And he thought, they probably would need a degree in kinesiology, a degree in nutrition, experience in the field, experience in corporate business experience, experience in teaching, and I can't remember everything else he listed, but it was a whole lot of qualifications that he's like, I have none of those. And then he listed all of his accolades and all of his accomplishments, and it's, this long of things that he has accomplished in his life. He was a Super Bowl champion. He played for the Colts for 7 or 8 years. He went to BYU and he had a degree in communication or I think it was communication, something. I don't remember all of the things, but he was like, player of the year and had all of these awards, none of which applied to this job that Derek was wanting him to fulfill. And he thought, why me? And because he felt that he didn't fit those qualifications of this particular job, it diminished his own self-worth for the things he's already accomplished. And I think that applies to so many of you here. When I've spoken to you in our conversations, you might be pink or blue or green or purple, and you are wanting to get to that next step, your next goal. Say I have a couple purples whose goal is Black status. And they have said to me over and over again, I don't know why, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong that I'm not there? And because they are focusing on this outcome-driven state of mind, they're diminishing what they've already accomplished. Look at what they've accomplished. They are among 250 of the top level, of the company. 250 women out of 300 whatever thousand are reached purple, and that's something to be proud of. Most of them have built these incredible teams with an incredible amount of sales, and most of them didn't have any experience in network marketing or anything before that. Like, that's a huge accomplishment. And so by focusing on that, they're really diminishing their own worth. And I really wanted everybody to think about this, because I remember when I hit pink, blue, green, they were all relatively close together, but when I hit blue, one of my girls hit pink, and I remember sitting there and we were chatting back and forth on the computer, and it was the most exciting feeling in the world. It was so exciting. We both had, gunned for these big goals, and we worked hard, and we hit it, and it was like the most amazing thing in the world. And then it's like, you don't move past that for whatever your perceived time frame is, and you forget about that. You forget about what an amazing accomplishment that was in and of itself to reach that goal, and you diminish your worth. And that makes me sad, because I have a lot of girls on my team who are worthy of Black status and who can reach Black status, but I worry that if we focus so much on the outcome and are driven by that alone, that we will feel like failures and quit. And I can say this for myself, because as I was sitting there in our opening event for Black Status retreat, they did a bunch of recognition, and a lot of it was for, the same people, the top of the company, the Black Status ones and twos, and they totally deserve that recognition. But I had that ounce of, what am I doing wrong, or what can I do better to be there? And that there's a difference between having a drive to do that and having that as your big audacious goal, and you're going to get there, and there's a difference between that and then not reaching that, or not being at that status yet, or that whatever your goal is, feeling like because you haven't gotten there that you're a failure, or that you're not worthy, or that you don't have what it takes. There's a big difference. And so while it's important for us to focus on goals and to make goals and have all these goals, I really, really want to start focusing on the process. Okay. So Rob's class was amazing. He really showed, that he took a chance on himself to realize his worth, and he was led exactly where he was meant to be. And he's like, as a football player, I never dreamed I'd be working for a cosmetics company, but look where he is now, and how many lives he's changed just in the short amount of time that he's been here with us. So when we were at Black Status Retreat, one of the Black Status leaders had this quote left in her room, and I love it because it's so perfect for this whole lesson. The quote is, "The trail is the thing, not the end of the trail. Travel too fast and you will miss all you are traveling for." And that's so true. If you want Black Status, or if you want green, or whatever it is that you're pushing yourself for, keep pushing yourself, keep doing the actions, but enjoy the process along the way. Enjoy and celebrate those little wins that you're doing. Maybe it's that you signed on a new presenter and helped her get her launch party going, or maybe it's that you just did your first video, or maybe it's that you had your first in-home party, or your first sale, or anything like that. We need to really start focusing on more of a process-driven thinking instead of outcome-driven thinking. Focusing on the actions, not the outcome. The reason why, like I said, is when you don't reach that status within whatever that mental time frame you have within yourself, you're going to feel like a failure, and you're not. So how do we do this? How do we change our way of thinking and change the way we drive our business forward? Rob gave us a lot of tips on creating new habits, and one of them was to setting new intentions and celebrating little wins. So, like, for example, we used, as leaders, a lot of it, well, I'm sure leader or not, like, if you're in this business, even if you're not in this business, let me reverse that. We are so tied to social media, and as if you're a mom, and I know you have a phone, I'm sure you have felt the guilt before of not spending that quality time with your kids, because your face is in your phone. And so in this business, our face is in our phone a lot. And I know for myself, I've had those moments where my kid has been trying to talk to me, and I'm just doing the whole yeah thing, and not even really listening. And they know, like, I'm not listening to them. So I don't know why we do that, but we can't beat ourselves up about it, right? And so we talked about, like, say one of our intentions is to spend more quality time with our kids. Start with a small win. What is it that you can 100%, 90 to 100% say, is what he said, 90 to 100% say that you are sure that you can achieve this. So our overall goal is to spend more quality time with our kids. Maybe end result, we want to be able to put the phone down 2 hours a day or whatever. But that's a lot to ask when you're constantly on it right now. I know for myself, as I was writing down these goals or my intentions, the first thing I wrote was, I am 90 to 100% sure I will put my phone down for 2 hours after the kids get home from school and focus on homework and getting dinner and blah, 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 without my phone nearby. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, I know, I'm 100% sure that I will break that within a week's time, because it's just not realistic for me and for my business, because everything I do is online. So there's a way that I can still achieve a win as far as my intentions go without feeling like a failure. So I thought about it some more, and I said, I am 90 to 100% sure that I will put my phone down or turn it off for a half hour when the kids get home from school, and for a half hour before bedtime. Those are the 2 times that I really want my kids to know I am 100% there for them with homework. You know, they want to tell me about their day. They have, you know, a lot to say when they walk in the door, some days more than others. And then before bedtime, you know, so we can focus on reading, we can focus on winding down. And I feel like if I give them the example of putting my phone away, they'll have that role modeling to put their iPads away, or, you know, their whatever, their crap down, so they can wind their minds down and focus more on spending time with one another. And that to me was a win. You know, we've been able to do it the last few days, and I feel good about it, and I feel successful. You know, instead of had I said I'm going to go home and I'm going to spend 2 hours, you know, a day, you know, after the kids get home from school, I would have already broken that. I would have, because things come up, you know, like we had to go run some errands the other day after school, and we were waiting in line for something. And what do you do when you're in line? On my phone. I would have failed like miserably the first day, and then what? I would have felt bad because I broke that intention. I broke that goal of mine. So process-driven thinking is a really good way for you to push your business forward. There's a lot of little wins that you can do on a daily basis that don't require a lot of time, don't require a lot of energy, that build up over time, that will help you to reach your goal. We're talking with some of the other Black status leaders, and we are coming up with a list of little wins for you guys, and I will definitely post that as soon as it's ready. But just things like, you know, making a video, or creating a new look, or, you know, spending 15 minutes a day messaging 5 new people, or, you know, interacting with 5 new people on Facebook to create that relationship. You know, little wins that will help you to reach your goal. And then you can feel successful, and you can look back, you know, on the past month, and you're like, look what I did. I did this and this and this and this and this every single day. That is a win. So regardless if I hit pink or if I hit blue, or, you know, whatever it is that my big goal is, I feel like I won, right? It's really important to focus on that journey. Otherwise, you're going to get to Black status, and you're going to be like, now what? And you're going to feel like you're not good enough. You're going to feel like you don't deserve to be there. And I'm telling you, all of the Black status presenters that were there had these feelings one way or another. And that's sad to me. That's sad, because we are worth it. We are worthy to be there. We were worthy to be treated the way that we were, as are all of you. And I hope that you'll think about this. I hope you'll think about your worth and know that you are worth it, and that these qualifications that define your success and that define you as a successful presenter, you have them all. You have all of these. The ones that you don't have, you can start little intentions to get to there. The whole personal growth thing, it all kind of wraps in there together. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope that you find this valuable and worthwhile, because you are worth it. We all are worth it. And that's all I have for you. All right. Bye, guys.